Once a year in late summer, the little town of Delaware, Ohio is transformed into the harness racing capital of North America. It takes on a new identity, a special excitement, an electrical charge that draws, like a magnet, followers of the harness horse from all across the continent. It is at once a county fair and championship horse race, a family outing and sports event that turns this town into a carnival of fun and frolic. The cause for all of this celebration is a little object that is, for owners of 3-year-old pacing horses, the Holy Grail. It is the little brown jug. And last week, 22 of the best 3-year-olds in harness racing were in Delaware, along with almost 50,000 humans who came to see them race for harness racing's most unique and most successful event. I'm Stan Bergstein. The Little Brown Jug is not merely a horse race. It is a happening. In Ohio, schools close, other racetracks stop operating, seats are chained to the fence of the Delaware County Fairgrounds days in advance. Shopkeepers decorate their stores, and hordes of the faithful descend on the little college town of Delaware for this midweek event that now includes the Jug, the Jugette for 3-year-old fillies, and the Old Oak and Bucket and Buckette for 3-year-old trotting colts and fillies. It all started 45 years ago with Hank Thompson and Joe Neville. Thompson, publisher of the town newspaper, the Delaware Gazette, and Neville, a promotionally minded lawyer in Delaware. Both happened to be deep into harness racing, as are a lot of people around Delaware, 30 miles north of Columbus, in the center of Ohio, the largest harness horse breeding state in the nation. Neville is gone, but Hank Thompson, now in harness racing's Hall of Fame, is still here and running the show, along with his son, Tommy Thompson. The Thompsons run the Jug and much of the state on Jug Day, but one thing they don't run is the weather. This year, it threatened to cast a pall over the big event. Roger Houston brings us that story.
Most major sporting events are held rain or shine, but not here in Delaware, Ohio, the home of the Little Brown Jug. The reason? The Clay Racetrack here, the world's fastest half-mile track. As you can see, it's squishy, squishy. The horses would be slipping and sliding all over the place here. So the rain caused problems for officials, fans, horsemen alike, but most of all for the track crew in Delaware, Ohio.
We knew the rain was coming, so last night we sealed the racetrack super hard. We made it as hard as the road, and we were prepared for rain. Today, we are waiting for more wind, sun, and hope it don't rain anymore. And we're going to start opening the racetrack to prepare it for tomorrow afternoon.
With less work to do with the horses, caretakers and others find other things to do on a rainy day.
On a rainy day like this in Delaware, Ohio, you couldn't jog your horses this morning because it's a clay racetrack and they have it closed. In fact, it's padlocked. So those that you really want to move, or if you think you have to move them, we jogged one of ours of the 5 that are in the race tomorrow in a back field out here through the parking lot. Not the ideal conditions to be jogging a high-priced standardbred horse, but at the same time serve their purpose for exercise. The other horses, you walk them in the morning, and then they'll be walked again at feed time this afternoon. The Jug in itself is one big tailgate party, and I'm sure some of those parties are going to get started quite early today and continue right on through the night.
Well, on a day like today, it's really a chance to relax. It messes your schedule up a little bit for the end of the week. Everything gets pushed back one day with the racing on Friday. But it's kind of relaxing for me. We've been traveling around and rushing here and there to race different places, and sometimes 2 tracks the same day. So a day off is kind of relaxing. We just take it easy, play some cards, and try and stay out of trouble.
When it rains at Delaware on Jugette Day or Jug Day, it's a tremendous loss to the Delaware County Fair. but it's even more of an inconvenience and a loss to the horsemen and the fans and even the press. It's just a tragic happening when it rains.
Even though the assembled multitude was disappointed and upset, the tide would soon turn. Jug Day dawned bright and beautiful, as we shall see when Ellie Sarama continues our coverage of the Little Brown Jug from Delaware, Ohio. Harness Racing 90 is brought to you by Harness Racing Communications.
One of the attractions to the Little Brown Jug is the community spirit it invokes. The people of Delaware have rallied behind this event throughout its history, and 1990 is no exception. When you walk down the main street of this quiet rural town, the signs are everywhere that for these folks, this race is the big time.
Everyone gets really excited and they can't wait for it to come, and everyone just gets into the spirit of it. A lot of business to the town, and a lot of people come from far away to see it, and it brings the whole town out. Everybody gets really excited about it.
It brings the community together and gives it a sense of worth, and brings everybody out, and everybody has a good time. It's great for the community.
On Jug Day features a combination of Grand Circuit events and Ohio-bred championships. One highlight of the afternoon is the bucket for 3-year-old trotting fillies. There are 2 divisions with a field of 7 in each. In the first, Hambletonian Oaks winner Working Gal and World Filly Trotting Derby winner Happy Diamonds meet once again. Working Gal emerged queen of the sophomore trotting fillies when she won that classic event, and trainer Dr. Ken SEEBER is confident having post position 1.
I think she's got a pretty good shot in there. She's got the rail, which is definitely an advantageous post position on a half-mile racetrack. She holds a track record at Batavia on a half-mile racetrack, which indicates she gets around a half good. She's got some competition. She's got Happy Diamonds on the outside post position, but only thing I'd have a little bit of concern, she hasn't raced since DuQuoin. But she is feeling good, and I look forward to be very competitive today.
Happy Diamonds settled that score in DuQuoin, capturing the World Trotting Derby for fillies. And though she's had some setbacks, trainer Chuck Sylvester is quite sure she's ready.
Well, I think she's real good. You know, 3 heats was tough on her at DuQuoin, but she seemed like she came out with 2 real good. We took her to Lexington and turned her out a few days and freshened her up, and she really seems to be sharp.
Now, you had a little bit of a problem keeping her shoes on. Have you taken care of that?
Well, I hope so. 4 weeks in a row she lost a shoe, and now we've changed her shoes. We take a bar shoe off of her, and she seems like the last race she kept them on, so I think we're fine now.
4 in, 3 moving up on the outside. It's Working Gal with the lead. The outside, Happy Diamonds, tough first over, moves second. At the 3/4, 1:29 4/5. Around the final turn, Working Gal with the lead. Happy Diamonds on the outside. Romary racing 3rd. Perfect Point is 4th. They've got an 1/8 of a mile to trot. Working Gal the leader. Happy Diamonds 2nd. Romary 3rd. Down the stretch, Working Gal. The outside, Happy Diamonds and late rush into the
First
first division went as programmed. Working gal Michelle Lachance coming home a winner in 59-3. Final half in a minute, final quarter 29-4. Happy Diamonds was second. Romary finished third.
I didn't think we were going to win it. Happy Diamonds won a big race. We were lucky to win, but it was a great race.
In the second division, last year's Breeders' Crown champion DELPHI'S LOBELL is the morning line favorite, and trainer Per Eriksson has her in peak form.
She should be good. She raced at Yonkers 2 weeks ago, and she was very good there. And she is good on the half, and the competition is not really too hard. You know, it's kind of a hush. Have raced good lately. She's probably the toughest ones against her.
With only 2 wins this season, Kind of a Hush is off to a slow start. But driver Jan Nordin has no problem with the likes of DELPHI'S LOBELL.
I will take her if Hush is as good as she was in the car. No problem whatsoever.
The second division of the Baquette for 3-year-old filly trotters. The morning line favorite is DELPHI'S LOBELL and driver Ron Waples from post 5. 3 quarters, 1:28-3. Backside, 30 seconds flat. Kind of a Hush is off stride as our first opens up by 7. Becky's Bet second. DELPHI'S LOBELL on the outside. Checker is fourth. Down the stretch they come. It's our first with the lead. DELPHI'S LOBELL. Checker on the outside. Our first shows her heels to the field. 1:57. John Campbell does it again, winning the Baquette with our first wire-to-wire. National season's record performance, 1:57-3. Final half, 59. Final quarter in 29.
Yeah, she was perfect. She really felt strong coming to the half, and I just opened up around the last turn when I had a chance to get away from DELPHI'S LOBELL. She can finish quite strong, and I didn't want her real close at the end of the stretch.
A brilliant performance by this daughter of Speed Bowl, capturing the $72,000 Baquette for her owner Robert Murphy Jr. and trainer Bob Mazurowski. And when we return to Delaware, Ohio, the Festival of Racing continues with the elimination for the 45th running of the Little Brown Jug.
It comes around the third Thursday of every September. The Little Brown Jug in Delaware, Ohio, a true happening. You got fans from New Zealand, from Australia, from Canada, from all parts of the U.S. All here for one thing, the Little Brown Jug.
It's amazing, Roger. The horsemen, the excitement in the air, all the owners, trainers, drivers, even the grooms. Everybody's here for the Little Brown Jug.
And this year, we've assembled 22 of the top 3-year-old colt pacers in all of harness racing for the Little Brown Jug.
In the Pocket won a heat of the Adios in world record time and captured a heat of the Messenger. Trainer Ken SEEBER feels the only thing that stands in his way is post position 7.
Not a great post position for a half-mile racetrack, Ellie, but again, this racetrack is as good as a half-mile tracks come. Big swooping turns. In the Pocket is good off the gate. He's got a lot of gate speed, and I think with John Campbell sitting behind him, he'll get him around there and I think overcome that 7-hole.
The field is full of talented 3-year-olds. General Knight has been a consistent competitor, but driver Dick Stillings knows it won't be easy.
He'd have to have a really good trip to win the race. We're looking for maybe a good second or third place finish. If the favorites happen to have a rough trip, maybe we can catch him through the lane.
The first division of the Little Brown Jug. Morning line favorite is the 2, Global Assault with Mark Williams. Second choice on the early line, the 7, In the Pocket. Road Machine is the leader. In the Pocket goes 3 wide. At the rail, Charlie's Thunder. Global Assault comes on. Down the stretch they come. Road Machine in the Pocket on the outside. General Knight between horses. It's in the Pocket. 1. The first division of the Little Brown Jug. In the Pocket, and John Campbell making the right move. Second over down the backside to the winner's circle in 1:54-3. Final half, 58-1. Final quarter, 28-4.
One of the main contenders is Kiev Hanover, racing in what one could call the softer division of the 3 elimination heats. He's at his best on a half-mile track.
Oh, he's a good half-mile track horse. He has won 3 or 4 times over a half-mile track, and He won his last start in Northfield, 57, and last quarter in 28.4 over an off racetrack, and he's a pretty good horse.
Also joining this field is Spirited Style. Linda Toscano is comfortable with her colt on the half-mile oval.
Very, very good. He's won 55 and change a number of times at Yonkers this year. He's very quick, and he's very handy, so you can leave the gate with him or you can take him off, whichever the race dictates.
The second division of the Little Brown Jug, a field of 7. The early favorite is number 2, Kiev Hanover. Second choice, number 7, CKS.
It's Kiev Hanover, the leader. Spirited Style on the outside. Big Dave third. Bold Hope on the outside. Colored Storm is fifth. CKS, eighth of a mile to go. Kiev Hanover at the rail. Spirited Style on the outside. Big Dave down the stretch. It's Kiev Hanover.
Wire to wire, Jimmy Moran and Kiev Hanover, 155-2. Final half, 57-4. Final quarter, 27-3.
The third elimination features Beach Towel, a $2 million winner for the Uptown stable. But did heat racing and traveling catch up with him in his latest defeat in the Messenger?
It might have, you know, he seemed like he was pretty good down at Rosecroft, but maybe just a hair below where, you know, where he is at his best. So the horse got a little time off since then, and Ray is real confident that he'll go a big trip today.
Scoot Out of Reach has banked nearly $600,000 in lifetime earnings. Owner Arlene Traub thinks highly of her Little Brown Jug hopeful.
He's a real nice horse. I think he's got a real legitimate shot in here because he's real good on a half-mile track. He just got beat at Yonkers. I think it was a nose in 53-4 in a night race, and he's just tremendous. He's quick out of the gate.
The third division, everybody's favorite, Beach Towel and Ray Remmen. Expected to get some competition from No Caveats and Jay Pisciano.
And Beach Towel opens up. No Caveats is second. Rock Legend moves up on the outside. Eighth of a mile to go. The leader, Beach Towel by 2.5. No Caveats. Rock Legend on the outside. Down the stretch they come. Beach Towel showing his heels to the field.
The third division, Beach Towel dominating for Ray Remmen. Doug Snyder and Rock Legend a surprising second, and No Caveats and Jay Pisciano finishing third to qualify for the second heat.
So the field is set with Beach Towel the popular choice for this coveted title. Yet 8 other colts still stand in his way. Coming up next on Harness Racing 90, the racing excitement continues with the final of the Little Brown Jug.
Annihilator, Dignitarian, Pershing Square comes to the outside. Annihilator, Pershing Square and Dignitarian. Annihilator at the rail.
For the favorite in the final, consistency has been his hallmark. Beach Towel has shown excellence in heat racing, and Ray Remmen is secure with his star protege.
Well, he always comes back just as good as he was in the first, so I don't know if that'll be good enough, but I'm sure he'll put in about the same kind of performance.
But never underestimate In the Pocket and John Campbell. They're always a threat.
We're getting ready for the second heat of the Little Brown Jug, and I'm getting goosebumps all over. Let's go trackside and LA.
Thanks, Roger. I'm in the winner's circle where the air is filled with anticipation. In just a few minutes, the winner of the Little Brown Jug will be crowned champion. And all the owners, trainers, and drivers of these talented 3-year-old colts hope they end up right here to claim title to this prestigious event.
A second heat, In the Pocket, Kiev Hanover, and Beach Towel. The last 6 years, post position 1 has won the final heat.
Up and pacing, Beach Towel goes for the lead. Down along the rail, Kiev Hanover racing second. Ian at the rail third. Big Date as they race around the turn. Going to the first quarter mile. Beach Towel on the outside. Racing second at the rail. It's Kiev Hanover racing to the backside. Big Date third. In the Pocket racing fourth. Brando Hanover fifth. Rock Legend sixth. Spirited Style seventh. On the move on the outside with a rush. In the Pocket sent after Beach Towel at the quarter, 28-2. In the Pocket gets the lead. Beach Towel setting second at the rail and comes right back out on the outside. Kiev Hanover at the rail. Up on the outside, Brando
Little Brown Jug is history, and the winner is Beach Towel and Ray Remmen. Finishing second was In the Pocket, and third, Kiev Hanover. And again, the horse in the two-hole trip comes up a loser in the final heat of the Little Brown Jug.
How does it feel to win the Little Brown Jug?
Oh, it's a great thrill. You know, when you grow up in harness racing, it's the race you always want to win, and you know, it's just you know, even to have a horse in who's a big contender is a special feeling, and to win it is just unbelievable.
What kind of colt is he, Ray? Is this the best colt you ever had?
Oh, by far. We've never had anything even close to this fella. He's great.
Is this a thrill to win the Jug?
Biggest thrill of my harness racing life by far.
It was another happening in Delaware, Ohio, the home of the Little Brown Jug. Ellie, we came to Delaware thinking that Beach Towel was the best, and I think everybody's going home agreeing he's the best.
I think so, Roger. It was truly an exciting and thrilling race, but who would have ever thought that Beach Towel would make 3 moves to the half?
You know, I think all drivers are aware anymore that whoever gets the two-hole trip in the final heat of the Little Brown Jug is a loser. Both drivers had it. John Campbell got stuck with it, and it cost him the Little Brown Jug.
Racing strategy plays such a big part of half-mile track racing.
For Ellie Sarema, this is Roger Houston for Harness Racing 90.
And so Beach Towel adds the Little Brown Jug to the trophy case of New York's Uptown Stables, boosts his 1990 earnings to the exclusive neighborhood of $2 million, and virtually assures his election as Harness Horse of the Year. The 3-year-old fillies were in action, too, on Jug Day. And when we return to Harness Racing 90, we will bring you their event, the Jugette. There were no fillies in the Little Brown Jug this year. Only one has won the race in its 45-year history. But there was the Jugette, the Jug's companion feature for fillies only. $200,000 was on the line, and here is how that major race turned out.
Into the stretch they come. Lady Genius, the leader. Temptation on the outside. Delinquent Account excited 4 wide. Down the stretch. It's all Lady Genius.
Although Jug Day in Delaware is primarily for 3-year-olds, 2-year-olds raced also on Jug Day. One of them, a pacing colt named WRH, for the late great harness racing hero William R. Houghton, rose to the occasion with a world record-equaling performance.
On the rail third, Meadow Lucas. Down the stretch he comes. On top and drawn away. WRH. Here he is.
The mile in 1 minute 54 1/5 seconds equaled the record set earlier this year at Louisville Downs by Tudor Scooter. And speaking of 2-year-olds, the fine colt Arts Place won the $797,000 Metro Pace Saturday night at Mohawk Raceway in Ontario with the omnipresent John Campbell, who earlier had 5 winners on Jug Day at Delaware. Next week, Harness Racing 90 will come to you from Lexington, Kentucky, where the premier Grand Circuit meeting of the year and the great Kentucky Standardbred and Tattersall yearling sales highlight the harness racing calendar. Harness Racing 90 is brought to you by Harness Racing Communications.